Yeah, hi all. Welcome to Data Analytics and BI. So in this video, we will discuss about the introduction to DAX, and from now onwards, we will discuss the complete information about DAX. How do we use it in the real time, and what kind of a DAX functions that our developer regularly use in their projects. So and about what is a measure, what is a calculated column, what is calculated table, and how do we implement different types of DAX in different types of analysis. So we'll start looking into this. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So what is a DAX? DAX is a data analysis expression. Data analysis expression. So DAX is used for in-depth analysis. It is used for in-depth analysis by using operators and functions. Operators and functions. So what are all the operators that we have in Power BI? So in every programming language, we will have the operators. So it is different from, few will be having the general operators and few will be more operators. So if you see, so we have four different types of operators. The first one is arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operator. So we will do all the functions. We will implement all the addition, subtraction, whatever we studied in our school days. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So all these comes under the arithmetic operator. Plus, minus, multiplication, star, and division. So this is what arithmetic operator. And the next one is comparison operator. Comparison operator. So what do we have in the comparison operator? So we have like, so we will use, comparison operator, which is mainly used for filtering the data. So most of the times, comparison operator is used for filtering the data. So less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than or equal to, and not equal to, and it can be also written as equal to exclamation and strict equal to. So these are all the comparison operator. And we also have in operator. So which is used to check more than, if we have more than one variable to filter, then we use in. So in takes list of items. List of items. So it starts with square bracket, and we write if we want to go for any filtration of the data. So product 1, product 2. So always remember, if you write anything in the text, if you take any text data type, always remember to enter that text data type in double quotes. Order 1, product 1, product 2, product 3, so on. Okay. If you only go for single product, only single, so we can write some equal to product. Okay. Equal to product. So if we take more than one variable or more than one list of items to filter the data, then we go for in operator and we write it in the square flower bracket. Okay. This is comparison operator. Next operator is text operator. Text operator. So what do we have in the text operator? So we use the combination, combine two text into single text. Okay. What is that operator? We use single ampersand symbol. Okay. Single ampersand symbol or concatenate function. Concatenate function to combine two text strings. Okay. Two text strings into a single text string. Okay. So how do we write? So we can simply write like Microsoft and Power BI. So we can combine by using single ampersand, or we can write concatenate, open the bracket. It takes two parameters, that is text1, text2. Okay. So what we can write in place of text1 and text2, Microsoft, Power BI. So that is what text operator. And the next operator is logical operator. Okay, logical operator. So what are the logical operators? And okay, or we can also write double ampersand symbol. or the next one is OR operator, double pipe symbol. Okay. So what is AND operator? If two conditional statements, okay, if two conditional statements, okay, if two conditional statements are true, okay, then output is true. Output is true. Else it is false. Okay, else it is false. So let me write AND condition true, and let me go for writing one more true. Okay, then the output is true. If two conditions are true, then the output is false. If it is false and false, okay, then it is false. Okay, it goes same thing, false, true, again it is false. Okay, and the next one is true and false, it is false. So this is AND operator. If we go with the same thing over here, okay, if we go with the same thing in the OR operator, so let us write what do we get in the OR operator. So what is the definition? If two conditional statements or two statements or two conditions, okay, so I'm writing two conditional statements, the combination of both two conditional statements. Okay, if two conditional statements are false, then output is false, else true. Okay, so now let us see what do we get in here. True, yes, it is true. Okay, yes, it is true. False, yes, it is false. False, true, it is true. Okay, true, false, it is true. So this is logical operator. Okay, so these are all the operators. DAX is like the combination of, so DAX is used for in-depth analysis using the combination or using operators and functions. So what is the syntax for writing DAX? Okay, syntax for writing DAX. Okay, so we need to go to modeling in Power BI, go to modeling. Okay, and after that, click on the new measure. Okay, new measure, and we get a formula bar opened. Okay, formula bar will open. Okay, then what do we need to do? We need to write the name of the measure. The first one is name of the measure. Okay, whatever the name that we want to give it, equal to. Then we need to write the function name, open the bracket. Then we need to now write the table name, open the square bracket, column name, close the square bracket and close the bracket, and click on, okay, click on enter to execute. Okay, to execute, or click on tick mark to commit the measure. Okay, to commit the measure or the code. So this is the way we write the DAX functions. And again, for implementation of the DAX, we have three things. Okay, we write a measure. Okay, what is a measure? It is a single entity. It is a single entity that we get from the numeric column. Numeric column. Okay, we write the measure. So we implement different functions, aggregate functions, calculate functions, time intelligence function, and we get the measure. The next one is column. Okay, calculated column, or it is also called as column, or it is also called as new column. So what do we have in the calculated column? We create a separate column. Okay, we create a separate column. Okay, a separate column from the existing column. Okay, from the existing column. Either we extract or write a conditional column. Okay, write a conditional column. So this is the calculated column. The way we discussed the add column in Power Query Editor. So we use calculated column by using the DAX functions. Okay. And the next one is calculated table. Calculated table, or it is also called as table, or it is also called as new table. So what do we have? We create a table. Okay. We create a table. What are those tables? So we can create the calendar table, or we can create a summarized table, or we can also create calculated table. Okay, so this is what. And for creating measure, for creating calculated column, for creating calculated table, we use DAX. Okay, so that is what we have it. So now let us get into the functions. Okay, now let us get into the trial. Okay, let me go to the Power BI. Okay, let me click on this. So let's see what do we have in the data. Okay, what do we have in the data? So we have employee ID, employee first name, employee last name, employee salary, and employee rating. So what I want to do here is let us implement how do we write the arithmetic operator, simple way. So go to modeling. Okay, we have an option called as new measure. Let me click on new measure. Okay, now let me write add equal to. I can directly, explicitly, or manually, I can give the calculations by using the arithmetic operators. 20 plus 10 and click on enter. Yes, we have created the measure. Okay, what do we do? For display of this measure, what do we need to do? Click on the card visual. Okay, add the measure into fields. Now you see we are able to see the add. Okay, 30, 10 plus 20 plus 10, it is 30. Now let me go to modeling again and click on new measure. Now let us write subtraction. So how do we do that? Let us see. Now you see we got measure. So what do we need to do? We need to write the name of the measure. Okay, name of the measure. Okay, name of the measure equal to. Okay, for writing this, okay, for commenting the measure, we use backslash. Okay, now let us write name of the measure. Okay, the next one, if you want to get into the next line of the query or next line of the measure, what do we need to do? Shift plus enter. Okay, shift plus enter to get into the next line of the measure. Okay, let me click on again shift plus enter. Okay, equal to again shift plus enter. So what do we need to write? We need to write function, open the bracket, table name, open the square bracket, column name, close the square bracket, and close the bracket. So this is the way we write the measure. Okay, this is the way we write the measure. Now let us see how do we write. Let me go to modeling, click on new measure, or we can also write the measure by, we can also get into the formula bar or create the measure by clicking on the three dots in the employee table. Okay, clicking on the three dots, click on new measure. This is the second way of getting in writing the measure. Now let me write sub equal to 20 minus 10. Click on enter. Okay, now let me click on the white space and click on the card visual and click on subtraction. Okay, we have created subtraction. And again, the third way, right click on the table or right click on the columns and click on new measure. Now let me write after subtraction, multiplication equal to 20 multiplied by 10. Let me click on enter. Now click on the white space and take a card visual and click on multiplication. Yes, we got. And right click again, click on new measure. And now let me write division. Okay, 20 divided by 10. Let me click on enter. Okay, let me take a card visual and click on division. Yes, now we got the data. So this is arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operators. Okay, so this is the way we create the measure. Okay, so now let us see So how do we create the normal measure? For example, if you see, we have an option called as the employee salary. And whatever the column, the numeric column that you see with the summation symbol, okay, the E symbol that I'm highlighting, okay, so that is called as a implicit measure. Okay, we get the measure or we get the numeric column from the data. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to create the measure for those things. And whatever the measure that we created, we can see it in the calculator symbol. You see the division calculator symbol. So let me right click. Okay, let me right click. So why do we need to create a measure? The explicit measures, we already have the implicit measures. What is the implicit measure? The measure, the numeric column that we get from the data. Okay, let us see that. Let me take a table visual. Okay, let me take a table visual and let me add employee ID, employee first name, and let me go for employee salary. Okay, let me go for employee salary. Let me increase the font size. Well, let me go for 15. If you see here, okay, we got the total 11 lakhs. Okay, let me go here. Now you see sum of employee salary. Why we are getting, but the column is only employee salary. Why are we getting a sum of employee salary? Let me expand it. You see, expand it. We have a different options. Don't summarize, sum, average, minimum, maximum. Let me click on don't summarize. If we click on don't summarize, now you are able to see, we are not able to see the sum of employee salary. I don't know what is the sum of employee salary. Okay, let me click on this again, expand it. We have an option called as minimum. So we get the minimum salary. Okay, minimum salary. And again, let me click on this maximum salary. Now you see 21, 2,10,000 is the maximum salary. Now, what this doesn't make any sense. We need to implicitly or explicitly, we need to mention what kind of information that we want to see. If I do not click on don't summarize, I'm not able to see it. So in order to overcome such problems, okay, we will create a new measure of for the implicit measures. So let me write total salary equal to sum is the function. Click on enter. And if you observe, what is the parameter it is taking? Column name. Okay, and what is the definition that we are getting? Adds all numbers in the column. Okay, and it is highlighted, the column name is highlighted in the blue color. Okay, let me scroll down. Now you remember, if you remember, so what we discussed, we need to enter the function, open the bracket, enter the table name, open the square bracket, enter the column name. No need to worry about it. Okay, you scroll down whatever the column that we want to select by clicking on the down and up arrows. Okay, enter, click on enter, close the bracket. For example, I forgot to close the bracket and let me click on enter. Sometimes Power BI automatically allocates the bracket. Okay, now let me add here. Now you see, we got the total salary and it is getting summed up. There is no need. Now let me expand total salary. Now you see, there is no need of having the don't summarize minimum, maximum, and all this information. So this is the reason we create measures for the implicit measures. The existing numeric columns are called as a implicit measures. We have created the explicit measures. Okay, this is the reason we create measures. And every measure, okay, every function has its own parameters. Okay, parameters based on the behavior of the function. Okay, based on the behavior of the function. Okay, what sum, it is taking a single column, single parameter, that is column name. Column name, and what is the definition? It adds all the column. Okay, and what is the concatenate function it is taking? Concatenate, it takes two functions, that is two parameters, that is text1 comma text2. Okay, it is its behavior. Okay, now let us see, what we can do more with the text function or calculated column. Okay, let me click on table view. Okay, now what do we have? I want to combine two text string into a single text, or I can right click and click on new measure. I can combine two text. Okay, let me write. Okay, let me write. combine. Okay, let me write the name of the measure is a combine. Okay, what do? I will write two text. Okay, when we enter the text data type, we need to definitely remember to have it in the two double quotes, Microsoft, Microsoft, and symbol. Okay, and now let me write Power BI and click on enter. Okay, let us see the data. Let us see the output. Let me click on combine. Now you see we got Microsoft Power BI. But what is the thing that we have it? What is the problem that we are getting? So we do not have the space in between Microsoft and Power BI. Let me click on combine again. Okay. How can I write the space in between the two text? Let me enter, give the space. Let me enter double quote, space, double quote, and again, and click on enter. Now you see we got the space in between two text strings. Okay, here and acts like a bridge between two text. It is like a symbol between two text. So this is the first way. Or I can also write the concatenate function. So let us directly create a new table. Now if you see, I'm in the table view. When I clicked on the measure, you are able to see the measure tools enabled. What is the column name? Combine is the column name. What is the home table? Employee table. And the format is text. Okay. If I click on the column name, now you see the column tools are enabled. You see, if I click on measure, the measure tools are enabled. If I click on column, the column tools are enabled. Okay. What do we need to do? We need to create a new column. So let me click on new column. Okay. What do we need to do? We need to create a new column. So click on new column. This is also called as calculated column. So let me make it full name equal to full name equal to. So let me write the function, direct straightforward function concatenate. You see what text one comma text two. So it is taking two parameters. So and what is the definition? Join joins two text strings into one text string. Okay, let me enter. Now you see the blue color, the text one is highlighted. So let me write employee first. Now you see, based on my text, the text that I'm entering, I will get the suggestions. With the intelligence, we will get the suggestions of the columns that are existing in the table. Click on enter, comma, employee last. Click on enter, close the bracket and click on OK. Now you see we got the full name. But what is we are facing the same thing that we do not have a space in between two text strings. So how do we enter the space in between two text strings? We can do one thing. Okay, let me write one more concatenate. Okay, let me give double quotes, space, double quotes, close the bracket and give the comma. Okay, here if you see the inside concatenate, okay, employee first name is the text one. Space in double quotes is the text two. Okay, for outside concatenate, okay, the employee first name and double quotes, okay, space double quotes is the text one and employee last name is the text two. Let me click on it. Now you see we got the space in between two text strings. Okay, this is the concatenate function. Okay, either we can enter the double quotes and give the space, or we can have the ampersand symbol and we can combine two text strings into a single text string. Okay, this is what the calculated column. Okay, now let us see the text functions. Now let us go through the text functions. Okay, so we have few text functions. Let us go through the text functions. Let me copy those text functions and let me write all the text functions. Okay, so let us go one by one. Okay, let us go one by one. Okay, what are all the text functions? So the first and foremost text function is left. Okay, the first and foremost text function is left. So in Power Query Editor, if you remember, we went through the transform data. Okay, so we clicked on the column and we clicked on split by column and by delimiter or by number of characters. When I give number of characters, okay, and when I give 2 characters and it gets splitted by the data, we can extract. Or we also have in the transform data extract first characters or last characters. If I click on 2 characters, I can extract the 2 characters from the column. But in here, okay, but in here in Power BI desktop, we use DAX functions to extract the column, the text, the text from the column. So how do we do that? Let me click on the table view and click on new column. So let me extract the data. The function is left function. Okay, straightforward function. Let me click on left, and what is the parameters it is taking? So text comma number of characters. Okay, and what is the definition? Returns the specified number of characters from the start of the text string. Remember, start of the text string. Okay, so let me enter employee first name. Employee first name, comma. Now you see number of characters are highlighted. Let me give 3 characters and click on enter. Now you see the first 3 characters are getting highlighted. We have extracted the first 3 characters. You see, this is left. And for Anup, if you take Anup, A is 1 character, N is 2 character, O 3, O 4, P 5. Okay, so if you see here, so what does it take? What does it take? Let me tell you. Okay, Anup 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 characters, and the position is starting from 1. Okay, and if I go for Anup, okay, so if I write something Anup JIG or Anup JI, okay, space is also considered as 1 character. 7, 8. There are 8 characters or 8 characters in the text Anup G. Okay, so when we are trying to extract the first 3 characters, it is taking 3 and it is giving the 3 characters from the text string. So this is left. So let me also click on new column and let us go for right. Okay, RIGHT equal to right and click on enter. Now you see, returns the specified number of characters from end of the text string. Left is from start of the text string, end of the text string. So let me write employee first name, comma, and 3. Okay, and let me click on enter. Now you see the last 3 characters are being extracted from the column. This is left and right. Let me click on new column again. Let us go through another text function called as mid. Okay, so what is mid? We can extract the middle characters. Okay, let me write mid and enter. If you see, it is taking 3 parameters. What is that? Returns the string of characters from middle of the text string given a starting position and length. Okay, let me write text. Okay, let me write directly. Okay, let me take this off. Let me create a measure. Okay, let me go to report view, right click, new measure, and let me create a measure so that it would be easy for us to understand. Mid. Okay, here let me write the text. Okay, Microsoft Power BI. And after that, what is the starting position that you want to get? First is the starting position. So it starts from M. Okay, I want to extract the first 5 characters. And let me click on enter. So we get MICRO, micro. Let me take the card visual and click on mid. You see, we have got the micro. So based on the starting position, for example, the starting position is 4, 6, and I want to extract 4 characters. So what is the output? We get SOFT, soft. Okay, based on the starting position, we can extract the number of characters from the column or from the text. So this is mid. Okay, so now let us discuss about the next text function, that is length. Okay, so what is length? So if we give any text in the length, so it counts the number of characters. For example, if you see Anup, so there are 5 characters in Anup. ANOOP, it is 5 characters. The length, so it starts from 1. So let us see that. Okay, So how do we do that? Let me right click, take a new measure, and now let us write length. Len equal to len is the function. Okay, so returns the number of characters in a text string. Okay, so let me write the length, okay, or the text here. So what do I do? I'll write some Anup, okay, Anup, and close the bracket and click on enter. Now let us see what is the output that we get. Click on the length. Yes, we got 5. The number of characters in that text is 5. Okay, this is length. And the next one is replace. Now let us go here again, right click and click on new measure and replace equal to replace. So we need to write, so it is taking 4 parameters. The first parameter is old text, start position, number of characters, and new text. So let me write the old text as, okay, so Google Power BI. Okay, the old text is Google Power BI. And the start position is first position. And the number of characters that we want to change is 6 characters. Okay, Google GOOGLE 6 characters. And the next one is, so it is new text. So I would like to go for Microsoft and close the bracket and click on enter. Now let us see what is the output that we get in the replace. Okay, now if you see, we got Microsoft Power BI. This is replace. And the next function is repeat. Okay, repeat. And what does it take? So the function name is rept. Okay, not the repeat. So it takes 2 parameters, that is text comma number of times. So if you want to repeat a text for few times, we can write it. So let me write some Power BI comma. So I want to repeat it for 3 times. Let me click on enter. So this Power BI will be repeated for 3 times. Okay, this Power BI will be repeated for. Let me take a card visual and click on repeat. Yes, we got it is repeated for 3 times. Okay, this is a repeat function. And the next one is search. Okay, what is the definition of search? Search will search the values from left to right. Okay, once it is found, it will give the position. Okay, once it is found, we get the output as the position. Let us see with the practical, you will understand. So let me click on new measure and write search equal to search. Okay, so it is also taking 4 parameters. The first parameter is find text. So whatever the text that we give, we need to find the text within the text. Okay, let me write BI comma within the text is Power BI comma. What is the starting position? It is 1. If the value is not found, then let us get 0. Okay, so the output of search is the position number. Okay, let me take the card visual again. Let me click on search. Now you see the search position of BI is POWER 5 characters and the B starts at 6th character. Okay, for example, if I give small BI, okay, let me click on enter. So we get 6 characters. For example, if I do not give any, if I give some other character Y and click on enter. Okay, if that character is not found, then we get the alternate value as not found value as 0. So this is search option, search function. And what is the main thing? Search, it is not case sensitive. Okay, case sensitive. Okay, what is case sensitive? Either we can give it in the capital letters or the small letters. Okay, this is search. And one more thing is, let me right click and a new measure. It is find. Next function is find. So let us see what is the difference between find and search. Both of them are same. So let me write BI, the same thing, comma, Power BI, okay, comma, starting position is 1, not found value is 0. So let me go for this. So let me put it aside. Let me go, let me decrease this. Okay, so it is search. And now let me take a new and let me write find. Where is that find? Yeah, here it is. Yes, we got both of them are same. Okay, but here the thing is that let me write BI in the small letter. in the small letter and click on enter. Okay, it is giving us 0. So what do we understand? So find is a case sensitive, and one more thing, we get output as a position. We get output as a position number. Okay, position number. The output is always a number. So let me write again the same thing, bi in the capital letter and click on enter. Okay, we got the find. And the next function is substitute. New measure, substitute. The same thing that we use substitute fielder in cricket. Okay, substitute to pitch in someone's place. Okay, the same thing that we have it, substitute. Okay, replaces existing text with a new text in a text string. Okay, let me write the text. Okay, what is the text that I can write? Let me write some Salesforce Power BI, comma. What is the old text that we want to replace? Salesforce. What is the new text that we want to replace? Power Microsoft. Okay, and let me close the bracket and click on enter. Okay, so let me get that and let me go for substitute. Now if you see the substitute, what is the output that we get? So we got Microsoft Power BI. So we got Microsoft Power BI. So this is text functions. Okay, and now there are two more functions left, that is upper and lower. Okay, so in Power Query Editor, what did we do? So we went through like formatting option and we clicked on, there are few options, capitalize each word, upper, lower. Okay, so those options are available in Power Query Editor. We just clicked on the options and we made changes to the data. Here in Power BI, we have the functions. Okay, what do? I will click on, let me click on new column. Let us apply upper and lower. So what is upper? What is lower? So let us go through first lowercase. Okay, first let me go through lowercase. Okay, converts the uppercase into lowercase. Okay, converts the text into lowercase. Straightforward function lower. And let me give the text as employee first name and close the bracket and click on enter. Now you see we got it. Let me take one more column and now let me write uppercase. Upper equal to straightforward function upper and converts a text string to all uppercase. Let me go for taking the straightforward lower and close the bracket and click on enter. Now you see everything is being converted into the uppercase. So this is the text function. The next function is called as calendar function and CALENDARAUTO function. So what is the calendar function? Generally, what do we have in the calendar? So we have the dates. Okay, we have the dates. If you take the 2024 calendar, we will have the Jan to December. 25 calendar, Jan to December. So we have the dates each and every month. We will have, as per the month, we will have the dates. So this is why do we go for using the calendar function or calendar dates? So in order to analyze the data on the dates. So what kind of a dates do we have? For example, we will have the like sales date, invoice date, shipping date, or order date, or expected delivery date or delivery date. Okay. So what is the time gap that we have in between the order date and delivery date? So Amazon or Flipkart, so what do? They give for the delivery, they go for third-party vendors like eCart or Delivery to deliver the products from the source to the destination. Okay, from the warehouse to the customers. So how much time are they taking from the order date when the customer ordered, and what is the delivery date? Is it 3 days or 5 days or 1 week? Okay, they can chase, they can track. And also they can see if you go through the sales date. Okay, so what kind of a sales are the company making? or the client is making based on the dates. What was the last year sales and what is this year sales? What was the last year quarter two sales and what is this year quarter two sales? So this is what they can find by using the calendar. So what do we have in the calendar? Okay, in the calendar dates. So as we discussed, so we have like year. In the year, we would have 4 quarters.
Good morning, sir. Sorry for late joining.
Yeah, no worries. So we have 4 quarters and 12 months. Each quarter would have 4 quarters. Oh, sorry, 3 quarters. Okay, in the 12 months. So we would have 3 quarters. And in the month, on an average, we will have like 30 days. Okay, in the month, we will have 30 days. So this calendar can have all the dates. So what kind of a parameter does the calendar take? The calendar function takes start date, comma, end date. So how long do you want to see the calendar dates? I mean, from which year do you want to see what is the starting date and what is the end date? Okay, let's see that. How do we create the calendar function? And we are creating a table based on the calendar, okay, based on the dates. So this is called as calculated table or table. So let's see that. How do we create that? Let's see that. So let me go to modeling and click on new table. So let me write calendar table equal to, so calendar function. Okay, so what it is giving, returns a table with one column of all dates between start date and end date. So start date, comma, end date. So let me write normal 01/01/2024, comma, 31/12/2024, and let me close the bracket and click on enter. So let me go to table view, but we got the dates, but it is a different one. We do not know what it is. Okay, so this is not right way to give the dates. So how do we need to give the dates? Give it in the double quotes. Okay, give it in the double quotes and click on enter. Now if you see, we got the date from 01/01/2024 till 31st December 2024. On the bottom, if you see table, calendar table, 366 rows, because it is a leap year. I think we also got 29th February. Let's check that. Yes, 29th February. You see, and if I click on the date column, you see the column tools are being enabled. And you see the name of the column is date and data type is date and time. So here, if you see, the time doesn't make any sense. So it is completely zero. This is first way of giving the dates. And what is the second way of creating the calendar table? Click on the new table. Okay, so let me write calendar equal to calendar function. Okay, so start date and date. So if we want to give the dates for the start date, let us use the function called as date. So date, what it is giving, returns the specified date in date time format. So it is asking us to enter 3 parameters, that is year, month, day. So let me write 2024, comma, 01, comma, 01. Close the bracket, comma. Now you see end date. Date 2024, comma, month, 12th month, comma, 31 day. Okay, and let me click on enter. Now we got the same dates. Okay, calendar, we got the same dates. Now if you see, let me click on. So here if you see the day, the time doesn't make any sense. It is completely zero. Click on the date column. So the column tools are enabled. And if you see the date type, data type, it is date time. No, I want to make it as date because time, we do not have anything in the time. And what is the format that we got when we changed it into date format? So 01 January 2024. And we are getting the format like day, month name, year. Okay, you can see the format. Okay, you can see the format. Expand the format. So we have different types of format available in here. So 14th March, this is the sample, the way we see. So let us go with the short date. In general, we use short date. Click on the short date. Yes, we have created date. Okay, so day, month, and year. This is calendar table. Next one is calendar auto table. Okay, next function is calendar auto function. The name itself says that automatically it generates. Okay, automatically this function generates the calendar column. Okay, the calendar dates column. Okay, calendar auto function. What is the parameter thus calendar auto function takes? Fiscal year end month. Okay, it takes fiscal year end month. Let's see that whether it works or not. Let us apply that. Click on table tools, click on new table. And now let us write calendar auto function. Calendar auto equal to calendar auto. Okay, fx represents function. Okay, fiscal year end month. Yes, it is highlighted in blue color. Returns a table with one column of dates. Okay, one column of dates calculated automatically, calculated from the model automatically. Okay, calculated from the model automatically. Let me close the bracket and click on enter, execute. Let's see what we get. So it is giving us error. Calendar auto function cannot find a base column of date time in the model. Okay, it is giving us error stating that calendar auto, it is saying that I'm not able to find the date column existing in the table. Okay, you would ask me the question. We already have the calendar table, but that is we created the table. That's not the column that is existing in the model or the report. So what do? I will create. I will enter the data. Okay, I will create the dates. Okay, so what is the date I would like to create? I will create order date, deliver date. Okay, order date, deliver date. Let me randomly enter the dates. Okay, 01/12/2023. The deliver date 01/03/2024. Okay, 01/12/2025. 01/01/2025. So let me make changes here. So here let me go for 31. So here if you take 01/12/2022, 31 or not 31, 01/01/01/2026. So we have how many dates? So we have only 6 dates. Okay, so let me write order deliver date, delivery date. Let me click on load. Okay, let's see whether this calendar auto function works or not. And let's find out what is the output that we are getting from the existing dates. Okay, we created what is the table that we created? Ordered delivered date. Okay, so we created the dates. So let me make it to short date, so it would be easy for us to understand. So let me make it into short date. Okay, the starting date is from 01/12/2022. Okay, I'm calculating, I'm looking at the what is the starting date, and overall ending date is 01/01/2026. Let me go to calendar auto function. Okay, so how we are getting the data? 01/01/2022 till 31/12/2026. So what do we have the data? 01/12/2022, which is 1st December 2022 till 1st January 2026. Okay, you remember 1st December 2022 till 1st January 2026. But when I check the calendar auto, it is giving the complete date 01/01/2022 till 31st December 2026. Okay, Now let us see what we observed. So let us go through the each and every point. Okay, calendar auto function. Okay, this function works. This function works when the report or the model has the date column. Okay, date column. Okay, based on the dates, it works. And the second one, okay, it gives the complete dates. Okay, the complete date from the starting of the year, from the starting of the year to not starting of the year, from the starting of the day till ending of the day, ending of the day. Okay, ending of the day from the dates existing in the model. Okay, so if it starts from 01/12/2022, but calendar auto what it gives 01/01/2022. Okay, the third point, it takes fiscal year end month as the parameter, okay, which means when we give 1 as the fiscal year end month, it starts, okay, it starts from the next month, okay. Let us see that we did not implement this, but let us implement this. So in the calendar auto, the parameter, let me give 1. Okay, let's see what is the output that we are going to get. Okay, it is starting from January, but what I'm saying, the fiscal year end month is 1, and let me click on execute. Now you see we are getting 01 second month. For example, if I give second month as fiscal year end month, then it starts from the next month. Okay, if you take our Indian financial year, okay, financial period, so it starts from April and ends in the month March. So that is financial period. It is called as fiscal period. Okay, so this is the difference between calendar and calendar auto. Okay, calendar and calendar auto.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now let us see what kind of a information that we can get from the date column. So if you see date, so we have the combination of year, day, month, and quarter. In this date, we have the dates. Okay. So what do we need to do? Here our requirement is to extract year, quarter, month, and day. So usually when we were in Power Query Editor, we directly clicked on the columns or the options, date and time. So we clicked on the date only, or year, month, quarter. So when we clicked on the options, we were able to get the year or dates, whatever the information that we want to extract from the date column, we were easily able to get those functions. Okay, but if you see here, we can also get it by using the functions. Okay, it's a straightforward function. Okay, it's a straightforward function. So what is the function that we have it from the calendar? Okay, what is the function that we have it? We have, if you want to extract year, we can use the function here. Quarter, we can directly use the quarter function. So if we go for month, we can directly use the month function. Day, we can directly use the day function. Okay, let us see that. Let us see how we implement that. So for that, we need to click on new column. Okay, for that, we need to click on new column. So let me give the name year equal to straightforward function year and write the date column. Okay, and close the bracket, click on enter. Okay, now you see we have extracted the year from the date column. And if you see, the data type is whole number. Okay, we can also extract year by using another function called as format. Okay, let me click on new column and let me write format year equal to format. What is the format? What is the definition of format? Simple, converts a value to text in the specified number format. Okay, so it is taking two parameters. You can ignore the local name. You get value, comma, format. So in place of value, let me enter the date column, comma, what is the format that you want to enter? So it is converting into text, so that we need to click on double quotes. Okay, y, and close the bracket and click on enter. With 4y, we got full year 2024. And if you observe, the data type is text. Because format, it converts value to text. For example, if I go for only 3y, no, we are not getting the right value. Let me take off 1y. So we are getting short year. 4y for the long year. So this is the way we extract year by using the year function or format function. So now let me click on new column. Now let us extract quarter. Okay, quarter equal to quarter and the date column, and close the bracket and click on enter. So we got quarters. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3 calendar quarters. Let me click on new column again and let us extract format quarter equal to format. So let me write a date column, comma. So let me double quotes, give the Q. So let me write. Let's see what we are going to get if I give 4 Qs. So we are getting the quarter, but it doesn't make any sense. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. So let me take off 1 Q. Yes, it doesn't make any sense. Let me take off one more Q. 11. No, it is not fine. So now let me take only 1 Q. Now you see we got the quarter. Okay, this is the way we can extract year, quarter. Let me click on new column again. Okay, now let us extract month equal to month. Okay, date column and close the bracket. Yes, we have extracted month. Let us also extract the month by using the format function. Format month equal to, okay, format. So let me write date column, comma. So let me write M. Okay, so what do we get? 4 M's. Let's see whether we get full month name or short month name. Let's see that. Let me click on execute. Now you see we got the full month name. Okay, we got the month name. So let me give only 3 M's. Let's see whether we get Jan, Feb, March, short month name. Yes, we got short month name. So let me give only 2 M's. Yes, we got month number. And let me only give 1 M. So we got the month number, but short month number. Okay, this is the way we can get the month. So let me click on new column. So client requested us the year month combination, year hyphen month. So what he wants to do here is he wants to compare the current month with the last year month. Okay, how can he compare? By using year month. Okay, let me write format. Okay, date column, comma. So double quotes y hyphen 2 M's. Close the bracket. Now you see we got year hyphen month, so that he can compare 2024-07 with 2025-07. So current year, current month with last year, current month. Okay, this is what he can look into the data. Okay, this is the way we extract the dates or year from the date column. Are we good, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us get into another concept. Okay, now let us get into the next concept in the DAX, that is aggregate functions. Okay, aggregate functions. In all the programming language, whatever the programming language that we take, whatever the coding language that we take, there are standard aggregate functions. So what are they? They are like sum, minimum, maximum, average, count. So these are all the aggregate functions. Okay, sum, minimum, maximum, average, count, these are all aggregate functions. So what is a sum? Sum, what is the function that it takes, the parameter that it takes? It takes column name. Okay, and what is the definition? Adds number in the column, adds number in the column, numbers in the column. Okay, so some aggregate functions are most of the times it is applied on the numeric data type, on the sales, on the price, on the quantity. Okay, all these. What is the minimum? It gives the minimum number, maximum, maximum number from the column, average. So it gives average number. AVG is the function name. Okay, average number. Count, it counts the rows. Okay, it counts the rows in the column. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, let's see one by one. So we already have a table called as product table. Let's see what do we have in the product table. Okay, we have product, price, quantity. Okay, let us apply that. Let us apply the aggregate functions. Let me take a table visual. Okay, let me add product. Okay, and price, quantity, price. Okay, price, quantity, or quantity, price. So let me increase the font size. Let me increase the font and make it 20. Okay, so what do we have? We have got the sum of quantity and sum of price. So these, the price with the summation symbol, quantity with the summation symbol, this is called as a implicit measures, the numeric column that we get it from the data. Okay, when I expand the sum of quantity, we are able to see don't summarize, average, minimum, maximum, count, distinct, standard deviation, variance, median, and all these information. Okay, but we need to explicitly mention that it should be summarize or don't summarize. What is summarize and don't summarize? If I click on summarize, we get the total of the quantity, total of the price. But when we get the numeric columns, the thumb rule in Power BI is to create the measure by using the aggregate functions. Why? Let us see that. Let me right click and click on new measure. Okay, so let me write quantity. Quantity equal to sum of quantity. So what is the definition? You see column name adds all the numbers in a column. So let me take QTY and close the bracket and click on enter. Okay, let me add this quantity. Okay, so under the quantity, if I expand the quantity, we will not be having anything over here. Okay, there is no need of having the explicitly explaining or informing that we should see the summarize or don't summarize. Okay, some function automatically summarizes the column, the measure. Okay, so let me take off quantity. So let us also create one more function, one more measure, the price. Okay, sum of price. Let me take price new equal to sum of price and close the bracket and click on enter. Let me take off this and let me add the price. Now you see we got this. Okay, so I can take a card visual and I can go for the quantity. Okay, the sum of quantity is 18. Yes, it is 18. Let me right click and new measure. Now let me have minimum equal to minimum quantity. Okay, minimum, if I click on this, so what is the definition? Returns the smallest numeric value or smallest string or smallest value, but it ignores logical values. So either we can enter the scalar value or the column name. Now let us enter the direct straightforward column. Let me click on execute. Okay, card visual and write minimum. Yes, minimum is 3. Let us do the same thing for maximum. So write maximum. Okay, I can write maximum quantity equal to maximum QTY and close the bracket. Okay, let me take a card visual and let me write maximum. Let us take maximum. Yes, it is maximum. Let us go for the average. Okay, average. But the function is AVG. Oh, sorry, average. But in SQL, it is AVG, if you remember. So average of column name. So what is the column name? Quantity, and close the bracket and click on enter. Okay, I can take the card visual and write average. It is 4.50 is the average value. And I can also go for the next function, count function. New measure. Okay, count new equal to count. Okay, so I can take the count of numbers, or I can take the count of product. Okay, and close the bracket, click on enter. So it gives the number of records in the table. Count new. Yes, we have 4 records or 4 rows in the table. So this is aggregate functions. But if you see here, we want to find out the total sales. Okay, what is the formula of total sales? Price multiplied by quantity. Okay, if I want to find out the total sales, okay, total sales equal to price multiplied by quantity. How do we do that? Okay, let us directly implement that. Okay, let us directly implement that. Okay, right click, new measure, or let us go new measure. Let me write a new measure. Okay, sales equal to, so let me write quantity QTY, but it is not taking. Why? It can't measure directly, can't take the quantity or the price. Okay, we need to implement sum of quantity, close the bracket, multiplied by sum of price, close the bracket and click on enter. Okay, so it is executed. Now let me get this sales into the table. Yes, we got 5 multiplied by 1000, the sales are 5,000 rupees. 6 multiplied by 400, 2,400. But if you take total, 18 multiplied by 2,900, 52,500. No, this is not right, because the sales should be like 5,000 plus 2,400 plus 2,000 plus 3,000. Okay, how do we overcome this? In order to overcome such scenario, we use a function called as SUMX. Here x represents expression. Okay, what is the parameter does it take? SUMX. Okay, it takes table comma expression. What we can include in the expression? In the expression, we can write price multiplied by quantity. Okay, it is an iterative function. Iterative function. Okay, and it is also called as row level context, because it goes row by row, row by row, row by row. Let us implement that. Okay, let us implement that. Right click, new measure. Okay, sum total sales. Let me write total sales equal to SUMX. Okay, SUMX. Okay, so what it is taking? Table comma expression. What is the table name? Product table is the table name. What is the expression? Price. Here we can directly take the column price multiplied by QTY and close the bracket. Click on enter. Now I can take the total sales. Where is the total sales? Into this table. Okay, if you see 1000 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 1000, it is 5,000. If you take 5,000 plus 2,400 plus 2,000 plus 3,000, it is 12,400. Yes, it is working fine. SUMX is an iterative function. It goes row by row, AC, fridge, iPad, iPhone, and it multiplies whatever the columns that we give in the expression. We have 1 minute left. Now we will discuss about time intelligence function. Time intelligence functions. Okay, the first and foremost function is date difference. Okay, so date difference and date add. So what do we do with date difference? The name itself says that. So it is used to find the difference between two dates. Okay, the name itself says that date diff is date difference. What is the definition? It is used to find the difference between two dates. So what is the real time case? What do we use? So where we can use the date difference? And what is the parameters or what is the syntax of date difference? Date difference takes three parameters. So what are they? Date 1, comma date 2, comma interval. What is interval? Okay, what is interval? So interval is some period. I mean, what is the difference between two dates and what is the period? Interval is nothing but, in the normal layman terminology, it is the period of leisure period or whatever it is. Okay, the interval comes with year, quarter, month, and day. So these are all the intervals that we have it in the date. So how do we want to see the difference? Do we want to see the difference by the interval year, quarter, month, or day? So that is the date difference function. Okay. So let us get into the practical session. Let's see what do we have in the data. Okay. Let me click on date table. Okay. So we have already created this date table, the manual date. So we have order date and delivery date. So what do we want to find out? For example, if you take any e-commerce, okay, e-commerce platform. So e-commerce platform. So what do? They give the products to third-party vendor. Okay, third-party vendor, that is probably a delivery partner. Delivery partner, okay, to deliver the products. To deliver the products. Okay. For example, when we order the products from different e-commerce websites. So when we click on the checkout, we get order date. Okay. And also we get expected ship date. Okay. Expected ship date, or you can also see the deliver date. Okay. So the e-commerce website or e-commerce company, it wants to analyze what is the difference. Okay, what is the difference that our delivery partner is taking from the order date till delivery date? So how many days does the delivery partner is taking to deliver the products, and whether that is causing the issue? Okay, whether that is causing the issue or not. Okay, so that is the real-time scenario that we work on. So let us see here. So click on new column. Okay, date difference is a calculated column function. Okay, so let me write date difference year. So I would like to implement the interval as year. So let me write date difference. Okay, so if you see the definition, returns the number of units. Okay, what is units? Units specified in the interval between the input two dates. So let me write order date, comma, delivery date, comma, and what is the interval? I would like to select. You see in the date difference, we have time and date intervals. Okay, so now let me click on year and close the bracket. So we get what is the difference between 2 years. Okay, if you see from 2021 till 2024, there is a difference of 3 years. And the next one, there is a difference of 1 year. Okay, this is year. So let us go with another interval, that is quarter. Okay, so let me go with quarter. So here also let me write the interval as quarter. So if you know, in a year there are 4 quarters. Okay, calendar quarters are 4 quarters. So each quarter would have 3 months. Okay, if you see here, so there are 15 quarters in between order date and delivery date, and 4 quarters in between order date and delivery date. And this is quarter. So now let us go through the months. Month, how many months do we have the difference? So let me get the month. So let me write month. So where is the month? Yeah, and let me click on here. So there are around 47 months in between order date and delivery date, and 12 months as it is. And if you see the last one, so there is a difference of 11 months. So it started 0405 and it is ended 0304. And now let us see the day. How many days do we have the difference between two dates? Okay, day. So here also let me go and make it day. Day and enter. So this is what we have it. the date difference function. Okay. And the second function is date add function. Okay, date add function. The name itself says that we can add something to the date. Okay, we can add dates to the existing dates, to the existing dates. Okay, to the existing dates. And what is the main definition of date add? Date add function is used to shift the dates based on the interval, based on the interval, based on the interval and number of interval that is provided. And it shifts forward and backward. We can go back to the previous year, previous month, previous quarter, and also next year, next month, and next quarter. So what is the parameter or what is the syntax that dataAdd takes? So dataAdd, it takes the date column, okay, number of interval, comma, interval. So what is the number of interval represents? So if you take number of interval, okay, 1, then I can take the interval as year. So I can get into the next year. So this is next year. Or if I go for -1 and the interval is year, so I can go through the previous year. Or in the technical terminology, it is called as, the financial terminology, it is called as prior year. Okay, so this is what we have it. This is what we have it. And if I can go for -1, yes, I can go here and month, so that I can go for previous month. Okay, previous month. So this is what we have it for the date add. And now let us see how do we apply date add function. Okay, so let me click on date table. Okay, let me click on date table. And if you see, we have a date column, revenue, and date add year and date add month. Okay, so let me click on this. And what we are trying to do, we are trying to go for the next year. Okay, I just added 1 and the interval is here. So now you see 01/01/2024 and 01/01/2025. 1 year is added to this date, to this column. And if you see the date add month, so what we are trying to do, -1 day. So I want to get into previous day. You see, what do we have? 02/01/2024 and 01/01/2024. So for the second January, so we have got into the 1st January, previous day. Okay, so that we can add it. But if you want to implement it on the sales, okay, date add is good. So I got to know that it can add the dates. We can add the dates forward or backward. But I want to implement it on the sales. How do I implement it on the sales or revenue or profit or the stocks? Okay, so we have a function called as calculate. Okay, we have a function called as calculate. What is a calculate function? It is a dynamic function. Dynamic function which integrates other functions also. Other functions also for in-depth analysis. For in-depth analysis. What is the parameter or what is the syntax it takes? Calculate. So it takes expression, comma, filter. Expression, comma, filter 1, filter 2, and so on. So what do we need to add in the expression? So in the expression, we can add the measures or the numeric data only. Numeric data only. So I can integrate date add function into the calculate function. So how do we do that? Calculate, okay, sum of sales, comma, date add. So I want to see the previous year sales or previous month sales, previous quarter sales. So here I can write date, comma, number of interval 1 or -1 previous year, and in the interval I can give year. Let's see that. Let's see how do we implement the calculate function and date add function. Okay, so what do we have? We have in the sales, Okay, we have in that sales, total sales amount. Okay, right click, let me create a measure for total sales amount. Why are we creating measure? Let us see that. Okay, sales amount, let me name this as sales amount equal to sum of total sales amount and close the bracket. Okay, sum of total sales amount and close the bracket. Now let us implement from the calendar. Let me take a table visual. If you want to see the output, we need to take the table visual, and let me enter the date. Let me take off day, month, quarter, and let me increase the font size so it would be easy for us to see. Okay, let me make it 15, and here let me add sales amount. Okay, sales amount. Yes, we got the sales amount. Let me make it into dollar. Yeah, and right click, new measure. Okay, new measure. Let me write prior year sales. Okay, prior year sales. PY represents prior year sales or previous year sales. So here what do I do? Calculate. Okay, fx represents, it is a function. So what it is taking? Expression comma filter condition. Okay, evaluates an expression in the context modified by filter. So here what do I do? If I have not created the sales amount as the measure, I need to write sum of sales amount because it doesn't take the column. Okay, as I have already created the measure, so I can write sales amount comma date add. Okay, date add. Now I can take the dates. Okay, I can take the date from the calendar date comma number of intervals -1, and I would like to go for interval as year. Okay, and what are the intervals it is taking? It takes the interval year, quarter, month, and day. These are all the intervals that the date add takes. Now let me add previous year sales into this table. And if you observe, okay, if you observe, I am trying to compare my 2014 sales with previous year sales because the business started in the year 2014. And if I go for 2015, okay, the sales amount is $62,000 or $6,22,000. And if you see the previous year sales, it is 76, okay, $7,63,000. So there is a increase in my 2015 sales. Okay, if I go for 2016, okay, the current year sales is 1 lakh or some $177,000, and the previous year it is $62,000, okay, or $622,000, round figure. So there is a decrease in my sales. How do I find the growth? So I can do like right click, new measure. So here I'll go for sales difference. Okay, sales difference equal to, so I'll take total sales amount minus previous year sales amount and click on enter. And I can add the sales difference. And now you see, now if you see, now we have got the difference. Okay, for 2015, so it is a difference, $141,000. 2016, $115,000. So there is an increase. So this is how we can find the difference between the sales, the current year sales and previous year sales by using date add function. So we can do a lot of things. We can do a lot of things. Okay, I can create one more new measure, and I can also go for previous month sales. Okay, previous month sales equal to calculate. Okay, sales amount comma date add. Okay, so here I can go for date calendar date, scroll, and let me write -1 comma interval month, and let me click on enter. Okay, here what do I do? Here what do I do? Let me click on, let me take off the previous sales and let me write previous month, and let me get the month from the date hierarchy, expand the date hierarchy and add the month. Now if you see, we have got the current month. If you see the February 2014, 546, some $546,000, and the previous month sales is $511,306. $511,000. And March, you see, 511,913. And the previous month, February, we got it. So here I can find what is the difference between current month sales and previous month sales. So DATEADD is used to shift the dates forward or backward based on the number of interval and interval. For example, if I write in place of -1, let me go for +1. And we will get the next month sales. 2014 January. Now you see 546,732, 738 is the February's. And what is the current month sales and what is the next month sales I can see. And is there any difference between two sales? So this is previous month sales and previous year sales. So what I want you to do here is you try with quarter, you try with the day level and observe the difference between them. Okay. Now let us see the next function, that is parallel period function. Okay. The name itself says that it is a parallelly going backward or forward by the dates. So what does it take? Parallel period. So parallel period is also used to shift the dates forward or backward. But let us see what is the difference between DATEADD and parallel period. Parallel period takes the same thing, date, comma, number of interval, comma, number of interval, comma, interval. But if you would ask me, what is the difference between DATEADD and parallel period is the interval. So we can go forward or backward by year, by quarter, and by month only. But when you go for DATEADD function, we can go till day wise, the next level after month. But for parallel period, because it is only dealing with the period, so that is the reason it doesn't go the next level into the day. So one of the interview questions, what is the difference between DATEADD and parallel period? So let us write that. So right click, new measure. Okay, let me name this as parallel period year, or let me go for month because we are in the month. Okay, so now let me write calculate sales amount. So I can directly pick the measure in the expression. Here I can write parallel period. Okay, what is the definition? Returns a parallel period of dates by the given set of dates and a specified interval. Okay, I can click on date, comma, number of interval, 1, and the interval is month. You see what is the interval it is taking? Month, quarter, day, month, quarter, year. So if I go for DATEADD, okay, DATEADD function, and what is the interval it takes? Day, month, year, quarter. And if I go for parallel period, it only takes month, quarter, year. So let me click on month and close the bracket and click on enter. Okay, so let me come down and add this parallel period. So you see same output. Okay, the same output. If I also go for year and quarter, so we will also get the same output. So what do? You work on the year, quarter, and observe the findings. And the next function is, okay, the next function is same period last year. Same period last year. So it is used to go backward. Okay, go backward and gives the output, gives only the last year sales, or it can go back only, it can shift year wise data, only year wise. Okay, what is the parameter? Does the same period last year takes only the date column, which it can only go back to the previous year only. Okay, let us see that. Right click, new measure. Okay, same period last year equal to calculate. What is the expression? Sales amount, comma, same period last year. Okay, you see only takes the date. Returns a set of dates in the current selection from the previous year. You see, only it can go back to previous year. Okay, let me take off month and let me add same period last year. Where is that same period last year? So we can only get this last year sales. Okay, this is what we have it. You can't give the interval, you can't give the number of interval. So this is the difference between same period last year, parallel period, and date add function. Okay, so this is one of the most important functions that we regularly use in the development of the projects. Okay, now let us jump into other functions. Okay, now let us jump into other important functions, that is for running total or cumulative value, cumulative values. Okay, we use the function called as total YTD, total QTD, total MTD. Okay, before implementing that, for example, so we have got Walmart in Hyderabad. For example, Walmart is established in the year 2025, Jan, 1st Jan. Okay, in the year 2025. So we got the Walmart branch opened in Hyderabad. Which date? 01/01/2025. The sales manager, okay, sales manager of the Walmart, he wants to analyze something. So he gave the project to the data analytics team and he gave some requirements. So what are the requirements? So he wants to track, okay, the sales manager, okay, would like to track the sales inventory, okay, inventory, which is the products that they maintain, sales and inventory by the starting of the year, starting of the quarter, and starting of the month. Okay, so what he wants to analyze from, okay, what is starting of the year? Starting of the current year, which means he wants to see the total sales and the total inventory sold from 01/01/2025 till today. Okay, till today, or it is also called as current date, till today. And the next one, starting of the current quarter. Okay, starting of the current quarter till today. So what is that? Starting of the current quarter, 01/01/2025. Okay, that is current quarter. Okay, current quarter till today. So if you see in the calendar quarter, we have the quarter one has Jan, Feb, March. Okay, quarter two has, Q2 has April, May, June. Quarter three is July, August, September. Quarter four is October, November, and December. Okay, so we are in quarter three. Okay, so what he wants to see? He wants to see the current quarter. Okay, that is 01. Okay, that is current quarter, which is 01/07, okay, 2025 till today. Okay, till today. And the next one is, so the next requirement is starting of the current month, okay, which is current month till today. What is current month till today? 01/07, okay, 2025 to till date. Till date means today. that is 30/07/2025. So how do we do this? So this is the requirement that we got from the sales manager of Walmart. Okay, how do we implement that, and how do we find the running total cumulative balance? So for example, for today, there is for example the yesterday. Okay, so in the month of Jan, so it generated $1,000. Okay, 1,000, or so let us go with 10 lakhs rupees. So we are in India, so 10 lakhs rupees. In the month of February, okay, it generated 12 lakhs. So what he wants to see, he wants to see the cumulative. Cumulative means 10 lakhs plus 12 lakhs. Okay, 10 plus 12 lakhs it is. He wants to see a column which contain 22 lakhs. So what is the cumulative or running total? Okay, how do we do that? By using total YTD. Okay, what is the definition of total YTD? Okay, total year to date, which is starting of the year, starting of the current year till date, or current date, or today, which is 01/01/2025 to 2025 to today, or current date. This is total YTD. And the next one is total QTD. So let us implement that. Okay, let us implement that. So how do we implement? Let us see what do we have in here. What is the data that we have it in the date calendar table. Okay, if you see, the calendar table has the date column and the revenue. For example, every day we are generating, the Walmart is generating $150,000. For example, $150,000 revenue in dollars, 1,000 case. Okay, 150K dollars. Okay, so what is the requirement? We have seen the requirement. Now let us understand that requirement. Let me add the date into the table. Okay, let me add, and let me make it into the date, not the date hierarchy. I want to see the simple date. Okay, I would like to see the date. And let me also add the revenue, or let me create the measure. Okay, total revenue, because every time there is no need of using. Okay, I can go for writing revenue equal to sum of revenue, and close the bracket, and let me add the revenue into this, and let me turn this into dollars. Okay, now let us implement total YTD, new measure. Okay, total YTD equal to straightforward function. Okay, total YTD. Okay, what it is taking? Expression comma dates comma filter comma year end date. Okay, in the expression, let me go for taking revenue comma, what is the date? We can directly take the date. Okay, there is no need of adding any filter or year end date. So let us go with it and click on enter. Now let me add total YTD over here. Okay, and let me click on this, and let me make it the dollars, and let me increase the font size. Okay, let me make it 15. Let me click on make it focus mode. If you see 01/01/2024, it is $150. Total YTD is $150. So now it is calculating the cumulative balance, or cumulative values and running totals, cumulative totals. 150 plus 150, 300. 300 plus 150, 450. Okay, it goes. So let us go down till the end of the year. If you see, if you observe, okay, if you observe, first 01/01/2025, $150, you see it started again. And what is the current sales? It is $31,650. What it means? It means from 01/01, okay, from 01/01/2025 till 30 July 2025, it is $31,000. Let me make it now. Okay, let us go with total. So let us go with total QTD. Right click, new measure, And let me take it in place of YTD. Let me go for QTD. Let me go for QTD. And here also, let me go for Q and click on enter. And let me add QTD. So let me add QTD. Okay. And let me also add into the card visual QTD. It is $4,500. Okay. QTD is $4,500. So every quarter, if you observe, every quarter it changes. Okay. You see, so we are in 1st January. So till March, okay, till March, we will get the cumulative. You see, till March. Let me come down. 31st March. You see, 13,500 was the Q1 sales. Okay, and again, you see $150, and till today, it is $4,500. This is the quarter. And let me go for new measure and month to day. Okay, let me go for MTD and let me get M, total MTD, and let me click on enter. So what did I add here? Total QTD 13,500. Why are we getting 13,500? We should get 4,500 only. Okay, let me get that. And let me get total MTD, $4,650. Okay, $4,650. So it should be the same. Okay, it should be the same, $4,500. You see, oh, now it changed. Okay, now it changed. You see, 4,500, because both of them are same, because we started the quarter in the month of July. The Q3 started. If it is till August 15th, okay, you get 1st July till August 15th, the total QTD, and total MTD is 1st August till 15th August. So that is total MTD, YTD, QTD. So this is used to find out the running totals, cumulative totals, and also starting of the year, starting of the current year, till today, starting of the current quarter, till today, starting of the current month, till today. If else condition, conditional statements. Okay, it is called as conditional statements. Okay. So if you see, we have if else condition and switch statements. So what is if else condition? If you, so in the add column in Power Query Editor, we have add column. So we can create a custom column. Custom column. So how did we create the custom column? So custom column is like we can use the if else condition. If condition 1 equal to something, and the next one is then, and what do you want to write? Result. And the else if for second condition. Okay, condition 2 equal to then result 2, and the third condition, okay, there is no other condition, so you can directly write else result 3. Okay, this is how we have written in the add column, if you remember. Okay, so in the next here in the DAX, okay, in the DAX, it is so straightforward. If else condition, how do we write if else condition? If, okay, open the bracket, what is the parameter it takes? Logical test. Okay, logical test, result if true, comma, result if false. So how do we write if else condition? Simple, straightforward. If, open something, and you write, you take any expression, okay, sales greater than 1,000. So what do you write? High. Okay, high sales. And the next one, else low sales. So this is how straightforward we can write. Now let us get into the practical. So how do we write? So if you see here, we have employee ID, first name, last name, employee salary, and rating. So here, what do we have? We have the condition. Okay, what is the condition? If the employee gets 5 rating, he should get 30% hike. 4, 20% hike. 3, 10% hike. 2, 5% hike. And 1, there should not be any hike. Okay, simple, straightforward condition. So how do we write that? Click on new column. Okay, So let me write salary increment. Come on, what happened? Why the formula bar is not enabled? Yeah, why it is not in here? Yeah. So now let us see employee salary and employee rating. So what is the condition? So the condition is, okay, if employee salary or if employee rating equal to 5, okay, let me write salary hike equal to shift enter for the next line. Okay, employee. So let me write if, okay, click on enter. And what is the thing? Check whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. Logical test, result if true and result if false. So let me write rating equal to 5. Okay. So what is the result if true is, so we want to go for 30% hike on the employee salary. Okay. Employee salary multiplied by, if we convert 30% into number, so it would be 0.3 comma. You see result if false. So I can directly go for 0 and I can click on enter. Now if you see, so for 5 rating, it is $30,000 increment. Okay, $30,000 increment. But I want to include 4 rating, 3 rating, 2 rating, and 1 rating. How do I do that? Okay, so shift enter and write one more if condition. Okay, result if false, we are writing another if condition. Okay, it is called as nested if condition. So what do I do here? Rating equal to 4, then salary multiplied by, okay, employee salary multiplied by 0.2. Okay, this is for the employee who gets 4 rating. And the next one, if rating equal to 3 and salary increment by 0.1 percentage, that is, I mean 0.1, 10 percentage. If rating equal to 2, okay, so it should be 0.05 percentage. I mean 0.05. So which is like 5 percentage. Okay, and the next one, okay, next one, what do we want to go? So if the employee rating is 1, then it is 0 percentage. Okay, if employee rating, okay, if rating equal to 1, so there should not be anything. So write 0 and also let me go for 0 and click on enter. Okay, now if you see, so we got 30,000, or I can, in place of 0, I can directly keep blank and click on enter. Okay, now you see we got the data. Okay, what is that we got? So those who have got 5 rating, there is an increment of 30% on the salary. Okay, 4 rating, it is 20%. Okay, 1,20,000, so it is $24,000 is the increment. Again for $1,80,000, so it is 3%. I mean 3 rating, so it would be like, what is the 3 rating? So we got 0.1, which is 10% hike. Okay, this is salary hike. And now let us see, this is what we write it in if else condition. Okay, this is what we write it in if else condition. So what do we have? The next thing is that switch statement. Okay, next thing is that switch statement. Okay, what is a switch statement? Switch. Okay, switch. Okay, so here it goes like true. Okay, comma, expression, comma, value 1, result 1, value 2, result 2. Okay, it goes like that. It goes like that. Let's see how do we implement the switch statement the way we have implemented salary hike, the if else condition. Click on new column again. Click on new column. Now let me write the hike. Okay, equal to shift enter switch. Okay, the same condition. We go with same condition. So in place of expression, I'll write rating, comma, shift enter, value 1, result 1, value 2, result 2. Here what do I do? 5, comma, if the employee rating equal to 5, salary, okay, employee salary multiplied by 0.3, comma, shift enter, 4, okay. And the next one is salary multiplied by 0.2, 3, okay, salary multiplied by 0.1, shift enter, 2, salary multiplied by 0.05, and the last condition, so I can directly give 0 and close the bracket and click on enter. Now if you see, so it works same the way we have it for the if else condition. So what is the difference between if else condition and switch statement? There is no need of writing if employee rating equal to 4, if employee rating equal to 3, if employee rating equal to 2. In place of expression, we defined rating. So switch statement understood, okay? It got to know that complete information about the rating. Okay, complete information about rating. So we can directly define the value here and the result here. Value, result, value 2, result 2. So this is switch statement. Okay. So now let us jump into other concepts. That is, the next concept is related function. Related function. Okay, what is related function? Let me explain here. For example, if you see, we have product and we have sales. Okay, in Excel, we have product and we have sales. For example, if I want to pull the product, how much sales did we make on the product in Excel? So what do? We use VLOOKUP function equal to VLOOKUP. Okay, the lookup value, comma, we take the range, okay, table array, comma, we go for 2, comma, 0. So we want to pull the product. Now you see we got the AC. Okay, again if I pull it down, so for 3 it is cooler, so we made $200. For AC, $100. But for 4 we do not have that ID. Okay, for example, if I put 4 over here, I can also get it the fridge. Okay, what do we do? How do we do? If you want to get the column from some other sheet or some other table, so in Excel we use VLOOKUP. By using the lookup value, we can extract or we can get the column from some other sheet or some other table. So how do we do the same thing in Power BI? Okay, by using related function. Okay, what is related function? So by using related function, we can get the column from other table. Okay, column from other table. Okay, so let us discuss what is the function. Okay, what is the parameter it takes? Related, direct, straightforward, column name. Okay, direct, straightforward, column name. So let me go to this table. Okay, what do we want to do here is, so in the sales table, this is sales table, and we also have territory table. We have sales, territory key, region, country, group. Okay, and in the sales we have different types of the sales information from 2014 to 2016. And the product, so we have the product information. Okay, category, subcategory, product name, model name, and all these information. And the calendar, so we have the calendar dates from 2014, 15, 16. Okay, what is our requirement? Our requirement is to get the region from the territory table into sales table. Okay, how do we do that? Let me click on new table, sorry, new column. Okay, here let me name this as region equal to related. Okay, related, and direct, straightforward. Returns are related value from another table. So let me type region and close the bracket. Now you see we got the region from the territory table. But we should have, what is the main important thing here? Main important concept here. The table should have the relation between them. Okay. For example, if I disable this relationship and close the bracket and save and apply. Okay. Now if we go here, we got the error. And what is the error message that we are getting? The column territory region either does not exist or does not have relationship to any table available in the current context. Okay. So now, without making the relation between the tables, we can't use the related function. The next point is the table should have relationship. And what is that relationship? It is many to one relationship. This is the very important thing to remember. Many to one relationship. Until and unless we have many to one relationship, we can only get the column from some other table by using the related function. Okay, this is a related function. So we can get the column from some other table. For example, if I go to sales table, okay, so right click again, new column. So let me pull the category from product table. Okay, category equal to related category. Okay, and close the bracket. So now I can easily pull the category from the product table. So this is a related function. Okay, and the next function is okay, filter function. Next functions are filter functions. Okay, so simple. So we have three functions, three important functions: all except, and all selected. So why do we use filter function? Simple, only for two things: either keep the filter, or remove the filter. So this is mainly used. Okay, this is mainly used in the visualization. Why do we use? For example, if we take, there are three regions. So I have regions and sales. Okay, so and I would like to find out the sales distribution. Okay, sales contribution, percentage contribution. Okay, here what do I do? We have Asia, okay, Africa, and the next one is Europe. Okay, so we got the sales for Asia, it is $500, for example. Africa, it is $300. For Europe, it is $200. Okay, the total sales are $1,000. Okay, the total sales are $1,000. And what is the contribution of Asia on the total sales? Okay, how do we do that? 500 divided by 1,000 and 300 divided by 1,000 and 200 divided by 1,000. So what do we get? 500 divided by 1,000. So it would be like 50%. Okay, 50%. Let us check 300 divided by 1,000. So it is 30%. Okay, it is 30%. And the remaining is 20%. 20%. So I got to know that out of three regions, okay, the contribution, and $1,000 is the sales. Okay, out of three regions, Asia is contributing 50% of the sales all around the world. Okay, Africa contributing 30% of the sales all around the world. Europe contributing 20% of the sales all around the world. So this can be done by using all function. Let us see that. What is the definition of all function? Straightforwardly, all function, it ignores all the filters based on the table name, table or column. Okay, based on the table or column. What does it take? What is the parameter it takes? It takes a table name or column name. Okay, column name. So this is what we have it. Okay, this is mainly used in the visualization. Okay, so simply it removes the filters in the visual. Okay, in the visual. Let us see that. How do we implement? Let us see that. Okay, let me go to report view. So let me take a table. Okay, let me take a table and let me add region. Okay, region. So let me add the region and let me also add the total sales. Okay, increase the font size. Let me increase the font size. Okay, So we got the total sales and the region. So when I added total sales, okay, when I removed the region, now I'm able to see the total sales, overall sales. When I added the region, I'm able to see the region-wise sales, Australia, Canada, Central. Okay, so here what do I do? Right click, new measure. Okay, now let me write all sales equal to, okay, equal to calculate function total sales comma all. Okay, all. So what does it take? It takes table name or column name. Okay, and what is the definition? Returns all the table, all the rows in a table or all the values in a column, ignoring any filters that might have been applied. Okay, it ignores all the filters. So let me take region. Okay, let me take the region, close the bracket and click on enter. Okay, so we have created, let me add all sales. Now you see, now you observe what is the output that we are getting. Okay, let me increase the font size a little more. Okay, so let me increase the font size. Now if you see, we got the all sales. Okay, so let me add one slicer. Okay, let me add one slicer and add the category, add the region into it. When I filtered for region Australia, okay, when I filtered for the region Australia, okay, the total sales are getting filtered, but all sales are not getting filtered. Okay, when I click on Canada, the total sales are getting filtered, but all sales are not getting filtered. But what is the use? You would have asked me one question, what is the use of it? Let us find out the sales distribution. Click on new measure. So what do? I'll write sales distribution, okay, equal to total sales divided by all sales and click on enter. Okay, and now let me add sales distribution into this visual and make it percentage. Okay, and now let me minimize, decrease a little bit, and let me make it. Now if you observe, okay, region Australia, out of $31651, okay, the total sales are $97,000 and it is contributing 30.89 percentage overall sales in the overall sales. Okay, the second position is, okay, Southwest, it is 19.48 percentage. A third one is Northwest. Fourth one is United Kingdom. So this is all function. This is all function. Okay. And the next function is all except function. All except function. The name itself says all but except. Okay. It filters the data only the column. Okay. Only the column given in the function. Given in the function. Other than that column, it ignores filters. Okay, it ignores filters. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? Okay, what does it take? All, it takes two parameters, table comma column name. Okay, table comma column name. Okay, when I try to give all, okay, open the bracket, table comma region. Okay, region only filters the data. Region only can filter the visual. Okay, filter the visual. Okay, other than that region, none of the other columns will be able to filter the visual. Okay, let us see the example. You will understand with the example. Okay, let me copy and let me paste it in here. Okay, so what do? I'll take off sales, total sales, and let me write all except. Okay, new measure. Okay, all except equal to calculate same total sales comma all except table name comma column name. What is the table name? So let me go with the territory comma. Okay, what is the column name? Region is the column name, and let me close the bracket. And now let me add all except. Okay, and if I click on Australia, okay, it is not. Let me do one thing. So it only takes Okay, where is that function? All except. Okay, let me take the sales region, all except sales table, comma, region from the sales table only. Okay, now if you see, we got all except. Now if you see, we got all except. If I click on Australia, okay, if I click on Australia, it is getting, okay, let me take this off and add from the region, from other table, from the same table. If I click on Australia, yes, it is getting filtered. Okay, all except it is getting filtered. Canada, yes, the visual is getting filtered. Central France, it is getting filtered. Okay, but when I apply, okay, when I apply filter from some other table, some other column, let me filter for some other column. Okay, let me decrease this. Okay, let me take another slicer. Okay, and let me add product or category into it. Okay, let me add category. Click on accessories. Now you see the total sales of accessories is getting filtered, but all except is not getting filtered. Click on bikes. Okay, the total sales of bikes of region Australia of region is getting filtered, but all except it is not getting filtered. Okay, clothing, yes, it is getting filtered. For example, if I take one more slicer subcategory. Okay, if I click on big racks, okay, you see the subcategory is getting filtered. Okay, is filtering the total sales of the visual, but all except is not getting filtered. For example, if I filter Australia, yes, it is getting filtered Australia. If I click on Canada, yes, it is filtering Canada. France, yes, it is filtering France. So what is all except? All except, okay, all except it only filters. It only filters a region, ignores other columns for filtering the visual. Okay, this is all except. Okay, and the next one is all selected. Okay, and the next function is all select, sorry, all except. Okay, next function is all selected. So I directly have the all selected. So what I did, all selected. So I have taken the product category. Let's see how it works. Let me explain directly over here. Okay, so what I did, I applied it on the category. Okay, I applied it on the category. So what do we have? Category, total sales, and all selected. For all selected, it is not getting applied. No filter is getting applied. Okay, we haven't, the sales are not getting filtered. Okay, so we applied all selected on the category. Okay, if I click on Australia, okay, if I click on Australia, okay, the accessories is getting filtered of the for the total sales, but we are getting the, how we are getting the data by the group by of the data, group by of Australia. Okay, if I click on Canada, okay, it is getting repeated, group by of Canada. What is the Canada sales? 22124. Okay, some lakhs, $212,000. Okay, if I click on France, so this is what we are getting. Okay, this is all selected. Okay, we get the group by of the data. Okay, for example, in place of category, if I go for region, okay, if I go for region, so let me write region, sales region, sales region. Now you see, so let me add in place of category, let me add the region. Okay, now you see we got the region. Okay, if I click on Australia, yes, it is getting filtered. Okay, but let me take the category. Okay, let me take the category. If I filter accessories, okay, the total of the accessories we are getting in the all selected. Okay, the totals of accessories. So if you take in place of region, if I add category, okay, you will be able to see the total of category and what is the sales of the region. Out of the accessories category, what are the sales of Australian region? What is the sales of region by region? Okay, Australia for accessories it is 1,42,000. Okay, $955. For Canada, okay, for accessories category, the region Canada is 1,03,270. So this is all except, all selected, and all function. The next two functions are summarize and summarize column. Okay, so in Power Query Editor, so what we did, so for example, if I go here and I go to Power Query Editor, summarize. Okay, what is that function? Summarize. Summarize is just like a group by. Okay, summarize is just like a group by. Okay, summarize is just like a group by. So what does it take? Summarize takes the table, group by name, group by name to group by name. What is the name that we want to give it, and the expression that we want to go for it. Okay. For example, let us see with the example, direct straightforward example. Okay, and it is a calculated table. Okay, click on modeling and click on new table. Click on new table. So what do I do? Here I'll go for summarize table. Okay, summarize table new equal to shift enter for the next line. So summarize is the function. So what it is taking? Table, comma, group by column 1, group by column 2, and the expression, group by column 1, name, expression. So here what do? I'll take the sales table, comma. So group by name. What is the group by name that we want to take? I can take the category. Okay, product category, comma. So I can also take one more column, subcategory. So I would like to see the data by category and subcategory. Here, what do? I will write the name of the column. Okay, I'll go for sales amount, comma. What is the expression? Sum of sales amount or sum of total sales amount, and close the bracket. Okay, and click on enter. And let us go through the table view and let us see the data. Now, if you see what is the data that we got, okay, summarize table new. So we got category, subcategory, and the sales amount. Only category, subcategory, sales amount. Okay, category, subcategory, and sales amount. For example, if you want to also have other function, okay, other column. Okay, what do? I'll write tax amount. Okay, and I'll go for sum of tax amount and close the bracket, click on enter. I can also get the tax amount that is paid for the category and subcategory. So this is summarize. Okay, summarize takes the table, group by column 1, group by column 2, okay, and the name of the column that we want to give. Okay, and again the expression 1, name 2, expression 2, name 2, expression 2. Okay, this is the group by. For example, if I would like to add the region also, sales region, comma, and click on enter. Okay, we will also get the data by region. Okay, we will also get the data by region. This is summarize column. Okay, this is summarize function. We also have another function called as summarize column. Okay, summarize column. This is the older function. Summarize is the old function. Summarize column is the new function. Summarize column, what is the difference between summarize and summarize column? Both of the functions are used for the summarization of the data, higher level of the data that we can see by using the group by column. The only difference is summarize function takes the table as the parameter. Summarize column directly, straightforwardly, we can directly take the group by column 1, group by column 2, and name, comma, expression. Let us see that. Summarize column, new table. So where is that? Let me go here. Let me click on the new table, summarize column, summarize column, new table equal to Okay, summarize columns. Okay, summarize columns, direct straightforward group by. So what do? I'll take the region. Okay, from the territory, from the sales region, I'll take the region, comma. I will take the category, comma. I will take the subcategory, comma. Here, what do? I'll write the name. Okay, sales amount, comma. What is the expression? Okay, expression is sum of sales amount, sum of sales amount, total sales amount. Okay, close the bracket. And again, here, tax amount. Okay, sum of tax amount. And close the bracket, click on enter. So now you see, we are able to see the data by region, category, subcategory, sales amount, and tax amount. Okay, this is what we have it for the summarize column. What is the difference between summarize and summarize column? Summarize takes table as the parameter. Summarize column directly works on the group by column.